Good time of day, everyone. So, while my sinuses are trying to kill me, let's get into it. Oop, there we go. So, today I'm going to be... Mouth is not tracking again. Clearly I need to trim the beard or something. 1 second. Probably doesn't mean too much, but it annoys me. Yeah, I have to overextend my jaw, which is something I can do, but probably shouldn't. Yeah, for some reason it's tracking in the point 0.05. Let's go 0.1. Test. Test. Alright then. Good enough. Also, this model has a feature because I thought it'd be funny. If he'll track it, there we go. Try again. Tracking's being a bit weird, but it's always a bit weird for me. Can I do it again? Work the other way, unless I mess something up. Oh, had it working earlier. Let me just make that a bit more sensitive, because at least it'll be funny. Angle Z? Let's see. Seems to be tracking it fine. Let's just make it more sensitive. Increase moving a little bit. Now let's make it really sensitive. Annoyingly sensitive. There we go. Or not. Hey, Sprite. There we go. I mean, YouTuber Studio. Okay, anyways, enough fiddling around. Maybe if I move this back a little bit. I don't know. With dust on the camera? Maybe. It may have actually just been dust. Okay, either way. So, for today, a little bit of sprite tile work. I did a little bit just to see... Oh, wait. I think I still have it ready to track. 1 second. I've updated the engine a little bit, and have the sprite tile sheet coming in. There's a few more things so that she isn't floating and doesn't start spawned in the ground, but that's for another day. Today, it's getting this to look decent. But for now, we have this. And we have, from the Mighty Guru, this is level 1. The entirety of it. I'm going to use it as some reference for thoughts on it. I don't think I'll get this detailed, though I probably should. Though it's real interesting to look at, because they have a really limited palette. And you can see some of, actually... Yeah. You can see some of the tricks they used. Because this is all one tile, and this is 2, but because you're using black, you don't quite go, oh, it's just cutting off there. And I think those two trees had the same trunk. Yeah, they have the same trunk, but this is using what looks like the same one as right there in order to have that. And you probably will find it everywhere that they're reusing chunks of it. But there's only like, what, 12 trees, and then you get over here and it's, you know, the ones that extend forever. Very interesting. Now the ground is more... Actually, do I have this at the right thing? Hold on a second. I'm just trying to figure out if I have the edges right. Because, yeah, that tombstone wouldn't be like that. I feel like there's a bit of something going on here. So, let me... offset by 3. There we go. This makes more sense. Because literally there's 3 colors on here and it perfectly encapsulates that. Yeah, really classic stuff on there. Now I wanted to go over, does the water work out? Now the water isn't looking right. Unless they have half tile. Well, no, they might... They might have half tiles. Because I don't think there's any good way you do that, but I don't think they'd have tiles like this. Let's try to get to this edge, and this edge is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plus 3. We're at there. See what it does to these ones. Yeah, I don't think these are split up like this. So there's something a bit weird probably in the, how they put this in here. Maybe they have an extra something going on here. Yeah, there's something that goes on midway that get accidentally copied twice. Hey there. But the Y seems to be correct. So yeah, this is landing on edges now. This is what I would expect. But over here, there is an extra pixel there. Unless that extra pixel... Let's see. No, that looks like that right there. This should match up. So we got like a duplicate somewhere, a distortion. I mean, he did just probably stitch this together, the person who put this together. So, can't blame it if there's like some little weirdness on here for pixel perfection. It's not like he's ripping the memory out and then putting it together. But good enough to look at, and we'll just adjust accordingly. So, another thing I want to point out is the background is generally darker. Like right here, this is the top. Actually, I'd probably go back here. Yeah, I think this is also one down, way down there. But so you have the front grass here, and then you have the back grass here, which is a darker green. And same here, where it's all black to show that this is background. And like, you don't get anything on this, but here's where you would have hitboxes again. And that's a little common thing to do, because if this was all the same color, you wouldn't know, hey, is the top of grass here? Can I jump on this? All that. Just a lot of pointing out. And I will note that they have some interesting things going on, because I don't think you'd ever notice this, but I'm pretty sure that's supposed to represent the final stage. I know Super Ghosts and Goblins had the whole map, but this has a bit of continuation going on. It's like, yeah, go through the graveyard, you go through the woods, you end up at this weird gate thing, then you go through a town. And then you go into underground here. And look, you're in underground that matches the same thing as that. And that's pretty neat. And mostly I'm just... Whoops. Clicked off that. I'm trying to get at least a bit of feeling from this. And here is some good old school wall. They didn't make it exact. They have all these shapes going on. And then you have a very hard edge right there because they didn't have the tile budget. Very neat. Once again, you get to blue, you get to over here, and then... Oh, wait, I didn't actually bring that one in, but... I wanted a good selection of tiles in background. So anyways... Grass. My grass sucks. What can I learn from this? Also, let me just do a little quick look. Ace Bright Tile Mode, I think it's called. Mouse. I don't want a YouTube tutorial. I want you literally to tell me the key combination. Okay. View tiled mode. Let me first go into here. That's not what I was thinking. Maybe I have to have a selection of it. So I know there is a way to work on tile maps. So you can see if they... No, okay, it's just literally... I know there's a way to do this, but I don't know what magic words to search for because tiled mode is something that's not actually good. It's... Yeah, I totally want to work on the entire sprite sheet as a single tile. That really makes it useful. But what else would it be called? But I know it exists. Working on... Because the only thing I can think of is like, oh, check edges, but that's not going to mean anything because that's not the magic words for it. I mean, I guess I could take this out into another thing and then bring it back in, but that's a lot of work for wanting to work on something. Okay, I guess it is what it is. But I swore there was a way you could do a marquee and then you go like, okay, make that look like a tile and like to infinity. Yeah, anyways. What was it? View, tiled mode. Then you have that. I guess we only need the X direction. Now with this set up, it'll make it a little easier to work on the edges because you know you can just go and actually see it repeated over here. It's a little trippy, but... Oh, no, we want you to be an S. There you go. Now basically my only good background sort of things is making literally forests and hills, because I do that far too much. So how do I want to do this? Let's start with this because this can also be used for the wall stuff. The background sort of wall. And then they don't actually have any other color because they want to put some black in there. Did it actually change? Nope, it's the same one all the way through. You can't actually see any basic thing. This is more of a mess than anything. Let's go by... Oops, that's not what I want. I wanted this. So let's use this as our darkest green. Just choosing it. And they do have a little bit of gradient going on in there, but, oops, that's not the right tool. I don't even know what sort of pattern I should say use. It's more of a mess than I'd expect. I'm not even sure what this... But this one is just bad. I threw it together in a bit just so I could work on something. This is probably more useful, and that's following this section a little bit. I wanted it for like the ground down here. Probably thinking too hard. We have that. And then we end up at here. And this was pretty much just greebled all the way through. Or, I always forget the word that Star Wars used for the box of... Battletech, I think it was, parts that made up the Death Star trench run. Because it was just all for texture. And it didn't matter what it was, it just mattered that it was textured. And they had to label it something for it to get on the plane. It was like Grebels or something. Don't think this is going to work out, but it's going to be interesting to see. All I'm doing right now is not really sure. Just trying to emulate this a little bit. I'm not even sure what they were doing to black here besides have more something. Say that's the bottom. I'm not feeling it though. So if I'm not feeling it, let me try my own thing. So this is the top up here. Let's get about 3 pixels of this, as I tend to kind of think in isometric or quasi-isometric thing. We have this. Yeah, it is, but something isn't clicking with me for it. So we have the top up here. Like, because this is where the player character's pixels will meet, and then we have to have a background one going on. But for now, we have this. Let's just do something that looks like the edge of the world. Now that we have that, let's start dirtying this up. Making it not perfect. Not quite sold on that green. How's that green work? Yeah, there we go. That's less neon painful. I actually don't like the sort of rocks repeating, because, yeah, that's what happens. Maybe a little bit of hint. Unless you do a full rock pattern, then you kind of lose where the edges are. But I tend to think a random rock thrown in, unless it's an accent tile that just gets put in occasionally, just becomes too much of, like, I see that every 16 pixels. Okay. Is this better? Is this worse? I'm not quite sure. Actually, let me try something. And this can go up, and then this can go down again. Maybe. Getting something at least. Don't know about the black on here. Possibly could go with another color of brown, because I am going to need one for, you know, other things. Maybe have this be the top part. And this was kind of quasi the isometric part. Because you aren't going to be standing down here, you're going to be standing on top. Not sure. Let's keep it simple. Oops. Okay. Export. And this should run live because I just updated the texture that is loaded from file. So let me push this again. Oop. Now it's completely conflicting with the layer below it. Actually, let me think. If I were to draft that and start integrating some of the rocks, we could have a transition. Let me do that. So just to Alt is your friend. Yeah, because the bottom is kind of boring. It breaks up a little bit. Maybe that will work to make it seem like they are connected. And that makes sense for that? Okay. Oop. Once again, unto the breach, my friend. Minimize. There we go. I might need to fix up the tiling otherwise, but for the bottom ones, but going into there, I think I solved that problem. So let's do the same thing in here. Hopefully not ruining too much of what I worked on before, but the Y direction was kind of painful. No heavy edges is what I'm going with. Break this one up a bit. I'm overthinking. This is definitely an overthink thing, but would rather have a little bit of overthinking than just send it. Boop. Okay. Now we have that. Bop, bop. Run this. Possibly a little too much connection. Yeah, there's... Yeah. It's looking more like squiggles than rocks, so... Let me break that up a little bit. More is less. Or less is more, however you want to say that. Let's try this. This just looks a bit empty. Try fudging with that a little bit, breaking this up. we'll note over here, it's literally just two repeating things, which I'm not sure I like, but it did the job. Overthinking. And once again, an engine. I don't like the dot in the middle. Or that one side. Yeah, that needs to go, and I think maybe that'll be the last one we need to go on there. So, where are you coming from, dot? There. Just a little bit sort of moss thing. That's not the place I need to save. Okay. Okay. I think that is good enough. Now, if I want to go with the full thing, I need a non-collision back layer. What I mean by that is literally this. So for giggles, let us try. Part of it was have some high grass. Some of it stick up. And then it also had the graves and such, which I'll probably just put behind that. I probably won't go as wild. While I do like the style, I don't want to replicate it exactly. I picked the wrong tile to have this on. We'll just do the standard old-fashioned. Let's do it with a different color first. One, two. Let's make you a little shorter. 1, 2, 1, 2. And this loops over here. Probably cut down this a little bit. Spooky. Okay. So I have that. This tiles, and even if it doesn't tile, it kind of works. So let me go to my code, and this is going to suck because I have to change things. Boop, boop. So by decree of law, everything on an odd line shall be background tile. Whoops, I did not. Come on, just let me minimize. What are you doing? Is this behind the screen? What is it doing? Okay, it's tiny and at the bottom. That makes total sense. I had 1 pixel to grab on in order to see it. That's what's tilting me, because I don't want to discover new features of stuff. Okay. So, I had done some behind the scenes thing in order to make levels. And effectively, I'm just passing around a bunch of junk. So, with that said, this now has to become, I'm thinking a name. We'll just call it A. I do not care. And these are 8 across, so 9, 10. And what we're going to do is this. Can I private this? Because what's going to happen is I'm going to have collisions later. Yeah, hopefully it'll be more readable. Decisions. I don't like them. I guess I am just using 10. Okay, so 8, 9, 10, 11. 9. If you remember from the 7-day roguelike, I had a lot of this. But this will be more sane because... no good reason. I'll just be more sane because I won't screw up. And other funny things I could tell myself. I cannot push the 9 button. And the next one should be 10. So what I'm going to do... first off, I'm going to move this over a pixel. And by pixel, I mean character. Now I have to go into collision code and make everything hurt. Oh yeah, I should probably add this in here. 1, 1, 1. So now I have 2 types of tiles. Collidable tiles and just flavor. Put on there one that isn't calculated anything. So let's go back to here and find collision. This wasn't supposed to be any coding today, but mistakes were made. So that divide by 8 mod 2 equals 1. So what this is, will this be on top? So divide by 8 means compress this. Basically anything on here will become 0. Anything on here will become 1. Anything on here will become 2. Anything on here will become 3. And then mod 2 says 0, 1, 0, 1 forever. And I want to say collisions are on 1. I guess I could just return that. Bop. Good thing I made them all similar. Okay, well, let's compile that. I didn't want to compile today. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do. Oh, I'm off my... I think I have it backwards. Wait, where was it? Oh, okay, scroll too far up. Let me see. Where does left... Yeah. Also, there we go. Ladders are going to suck. But I think I'm just going to have to pick out a row that is always ladders, and we'll go with it. If I flip this, does it work now? I doubt it, but it'll be funny if it did. Crap, I closed my command console. 1 second. Storage. Program. Beatrice and Becools. Main.exe. Okay. So it is invert. Maybe. So we have tile 9. It gets divided by 8, which comes out to 1. I think it's mod 2 and it's still 1. So that should be collision. Just for giggles. I may just do this on the side and just render everything to see what it looks like. Bottom collide is out. Okay, let's compile this. Do I do math up here? Nope, I just get the collision map. Oh, it's in bool. Okay. Okay, I know what I did here. So I'm doing the math up here because I have effectively 2 rays going in. Okay, we're cool with that. Cool with that. Divide by 8. Mod 2. My favorite buddy. Modulus math. Yeah, because there's a left... I check the corners pretty much, so... There we go. Everything's fixed now. Her shoes are completely lost here, but that's fine. I might want to make the bottom be a bit more ragged for the background. But I think that's working. I might want to make some of the crosses higher. Or I might want to do this, because I have another color I can use on that tile. Even though I'm not properly doing. This, let's break it up with some really big ones that are further in the back. I think this one might want to be a pixel lower. Hide it behind the grass and fix up the issue I had on this by putting a little more dirt at the bottom. Okay. There we go. We got a pretty full graveyard. Maybe we could split the difference with another background cross. Just have one be just like this. Maybe I could get away without having the arms on it. Oop. Yeah, I think so. It also hides the one issue with the one arm going across and just floating there. So I think that works. And the bottom looks alright. I'd want to put the green on there, but I don't have the color count. I already went past colors, but I'm going like I can have like 5. Nostalgia, not reality. I'm just staying in the Nest palette at this point. Okay, ladder. How do we make a ladder? First off, ladder isn't going to have collision, so congratulations, you live up here now. Except for maybe the top of the ladder, which will be its own thing. Now, the ladder they do over here. Let me move this 3 over to the right again. Yeah, I think there was a bit of problem in the stitching right here, because... No, actually no. It does happen a few times, but then it goes away. Weird. Yeah, this thing totally is its own tile that has, you know, collision on the top. Then, like, you hit down and it like goes, oh, special thing, go down on this one. But this right here has no collision unless you hit up. I thought it was more rickety when I originally looked at it, but this is pretty basic because you see when I did mine. Also, mine's pretty small. So let's go into here, make this vertical. Boop, boop. Paint that in here. Actually, it wants to use a darker color. I kind of shot my own foot on not having a darker color besides black. I mean, I could just... How big are these? These are 3 pixels. Let's just see. 1, 2, 3, 4... 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, there we have the perfect stripe situation going on. And now let's just do the runs that are like 1, 2, 3, 4 from the edges. Make them 3 as well because everything is 3. 1, 2, 3. That's more 2, but... Ah. I don't know why, but I'm reminded of the Indiana Jones NES game that makes absolutely no sense. I think it had a lot of ladders. I need a color for the background, but yeah, no. I mean, the wood can just stand out. I mean, that's kind of fine. Looks a little new for, you know, this sort of game, but... Oops, that's a little much. Oop. This much? Too little? Well, we'll find out. I should probably have mirror mode on. Does that register more? That's an interesting thing, but I just kind of don't like it. Yeah. Don't know. This looks a little too clean, but it's gameplay-wise, it probably should look a bit clean. Wonder what happens if I, like, you know... move it up one so that I can have this at the bottom. I think that works. I want to make it look dirtier, but... yeah. Gameplay reasons, it shouldn't look that dirty. Turn out the grid. Well, let's see how it looks. So, place that. And then somewhere around here, we'll have the ladder. And the ladder is 2. 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, 2. Okay, compile it. And we have a ladder. I mean, it's definitely ladder. I mean, it kind of fits. It sticks out. Everything else is really noisy, and that's really clean. But gameplay element. Also, I think there should be a bit more variety in the cross directionality. All you guys. You're going down by 1. You can go up by 1. I'm actually kind of surprised this got through by Nintendo, but the real... Are these pickets or are these crosses? Are these some sort of weird fence? I don't know. But that one's a cross. How we got that one on there? Don't know. Nintendo back in the day was very much no religious symbols. Yeah, that's a lot more variety going on. I like that. Okay. Cool. So going to leave the ladder as is. We have the crosses and... see. Also, technically, I believe... yeah, I need to make some sort of background thing. I'm not sure if I'll go so much as there's 3 levels of it. Because there's this, this, this... oh, there's a 4th one. 5. Okay, they used a lot of pixels. But let's do a cheap, lazy version and see how that looks. So we have this. Now let's just make it mostly black. Like the red doors, you want to see them black. No colors anymore. Want them painted black. So I'm going to go with shaded means, you know, further in the background. Probably even remove the green on here. Do that right now. that could be a foreground only color. Well, I say that, but that has the same green. For the ground, it could be the foreground only. Okay, let's see how terrible this looks in a... What? No, no, please. Don't cancel that. Okay. View, tile mode, both directions. Plop. Yeah. Let's try this again. I like using that as a base. First, let's go with some extreme highlight. Let's thicken that up. Okay. Thicken this up. Now, thicken that up. I might need an edge one because this is a lot of black. Picking that up to show that it's the edge. There's rocks in the background. And round some stuff out. This is basically like this, but bigger. These are like big boulders. That's what I'm going for. But I need it to be mostly void. Show that it's like not something you're going to be interacting with. So, more distance in tiles between. Merge this together. Make that asymmetrical. No sharp corners. Any other colors I could use on here? Might work if it was the darker one. Nah, it's a little too eye bleed for me. Okay, let's try this again. Do not copy? There you go. I don't like you having that. Yep, last minute things. Okay. I shouldn't fuss forever because perfection is the enemy of done. So we have that. Now let's go into our code and fix that up. So that would be 3. So let's have a bunch of 3. How did I... Engine, please, let me actually see what I'm typing. Oh, you type this. Clearly you want a complete explanation of the data object you're on. Put right on top of your cursor. Yeah, that's what I want. And then 11. Something like that. Probably can't even jump up there, but I'll see in a minute. Oh yeah, we have no bottom or top collision, so... I mean, that kind of works. As I said, I might need some edge ones to round this out, but I think that works. It has the same feel as the ones down there, however, is further in the background. Let me also try a little something. So yeah, I think I might need 2 top corner tiles. How does this look? I'm curious. Filed. Run. Get ejected up there. Yeah. The 2, I know that's 2 tiles, but it almost looks like 3 because of how I have them blended together. It feels like this is its own tile, this is its own tile, and this is its own tile. Like, there's a fake one in the middle there, but there isn't. Yeah, I need a top collision. I need some other things. Right now, it's only colliding at the feet, and that's causing some issues. This is doing a good old-fashioned warp. Because this is how high you can normally jump. Warp. So I at least have some of the old school programming if I'm getting warps. Yeah, that's coming out all right. Better than expected. Clearly thinking about it too much. All right, so they had some corners. I think it's actually the same on both sides. Or do they have them? Nope, they have them flipped. Okay. So then, I'm going to push this over here just so I can work with it for a second. Make it black. Technically, it's just background, but this goes out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That should be good enough, and I can just do something a little different. And then they emphasize that it's a different color. I don't get the different colors, so I'll have to do something different. That difference is I'm going to make them closer together. And I'm going to just noodle this a bit till it works. And then put some grass on top. Okay, so I have that. No sharp corners. And can I just do a flip and have it work? Probably not. Well, maybe. More sprites generally feels like higher quality. A little bit of messing with this, because you got the curve over here. But maybe they are flipped. Maybe they are, and I'm just over. Yeah, these might actually just be flipped. Let me look. Hard to tell. So that one's going the same direction, but that just can mean they don't flip that tile. Anyways, I'm making the tiles, so I don't need to write code in Engine to figure out how to flip this, and they'll make everything better. Okay, delete that. Move you over there. Export, and then I will update code to see how it looks placed down. So, yes, thank you, game. 4 is left. Oh my god, please stop popping that up. 4 and 5. Okay. Once more onto the breach. Okay, it definitely can't do 2 levels of it. So, need to have the thing below there, but maybe? So 3 that. 3 that. And it can be just edged right there. We'll see how that looks. Also figuring out what I can get away from this. Okay. Feels a little too half circle, so I might want to have it, some part of it stick out a little more to keep it looking, but yeah, okay. Might be able to use that to gussy up the edges of this, but it works, I think. So then, if I had another darker color I could use, but I used the darkest brown. Not quite thrilled how that transitions into the tiles above it, but what am I going to do? This has a very nice transition. So what I can do is I can add another one, which I said I didn't quite want to do, but they're making a compelling case. And I could put a little bit of grass starting down here. Kind of like this stuff up here, but oh wait, no, this is supposed to go. Transition into this more. Yeah, there's a lot more care put into the sprite work than I actually expected in this. I usually think of the Super Nintendo one, because that's the one I know of. That's the one I always see speed run. That's the one I actually, like, after attempting to make this engine sort of before at one point in time. Whoops. That I got exactly. This one I changed up physics a little bit. Okay, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's see how this looks. Oh, there we go. That feels a lot better. Not for like standing 3 pixels off stuff, but I just need to figure out how to adjust a few things. I think my bottom check is a little off, but yeah, that transition from the background to the foreground, well, the sub-foreground, to the top is pretty good. Okay, let's noodle a little bit. I will say the next thing I'd probably work on is water, which is a thing. I don't know about floating things, and background trees, we'll see if I get into that. Or section I might have be its own thing. Oh crap, I didn't actually put down all the backgrounds I needed. I had that in a different thing. Well, the question is, do I want to animate water? I don't think the Nest one was animated. But, this is, like, it's real foamy now. Like, they probably can switch direction every other frame. And I probably should have some, you know, gravestones. I'm kind of running out of budget up here. Because 0 has to be this. So maybe this sheet's going to get really long. But, whoops, I have spreadsheet up. My mistake. I still have spreadsheet up? There we go. This might get really long, but, sacrifice willing to make? Yeah, let's put a gravestone in there. So let's use this color because we were using it before. Technically, I should probably, for sake of viewing. There we go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and there. Let's give it some edges. And standard unreadable block text. What did they do? Well, they had more to it. Okay. So that will be 7. Let's try putting a 7 in there. So it replaced some background things. So like right here, 7. Another one to break it up. I really wish I just had the background sprites ripped, but I have what I have. And it is interesting to see them put into the stage, so... Not going to knock it, I just wish it wasn't slightly off in a few places. Oh, I need to have some grass on there. Most definitely. Some of the dirt and ground, so like this... And we can have some twigs of grass go up, or strands of grass. Maybe even a little mold. Or not mold, moss. Oop. Once again. There we go, much better. A little bit of overgrowth. Maybe we move it a pixel up. Yeah, we move it a pixel up because it feels like it's a little lower than everything. Maybe 2 pixels even. Ooh. Okay. What? Despite all logic showing it should match perfectly. But I assume that's just the side effect of JPEG or liking something. Oh, whenever I try to stretch a sprite sheet thing into tiles, I usually find some small imperfections. Screw with it and remember. Yeah, sprite rips are kinda iffy at times. They sometimes will get banding in them for no apparent reason. And sometimes you just have to clean it up. I'd like that they wouldn't be... Sometimes they're resizing it from some other source. But, yeah, it's kind of a pain. Okay, the gravestones are very fitting now. Probably also format switching. When you go from like ping to JPEG to web thing, it does a lot of damage. Because JPEGs are actually, they are not raster or like vector. They're just a signal that has a weird compression algorithm to get you what you have. So they will always make errors of some sort because they are not exact. They are not pixel for pixel. Pings, on the other hand, I believe are, but they're bigger. Oh, crash. I like this. I think this is going quite well. Now, can I like even gussy up the top a little more and put in... Can I put in the edges up here of 4 and 5 and see if they look better? Or look alright? Almost works, but would need to be lower. There's just too much black behind it, but was worth it. It was worth trying. Now I want to make the edges of that round bit a little less regular. So let's just have a bit of sticking out here. And have this dip down a little bit. Let's have this go in here more. Move this up a little bit. Maybe even up and over. Yeah, sure. Fill it in. Yeah, that's a lot. That feels a lot rougher. Okay, save, export, and run it again. Look at that. Now I think the left side needs like a rock sticking out of one part of it, so let's put that in there. How about down here? For emphasis, even bring this back a little bit. There we go. We got a bit of an edge problem going on, but I don't think we'll really solve that unless we want to make a bunch more things, which they did. I don't want to. At the end of the day, this is still being simple game. I want to keep to it, but I don't want to go full messenger and make a bunch of everything. Oops. Could really make a bonk, but I'll probably do that off stream. Or I could just make every level you can't actually jump into overhangs and such. Okay. That's looking alright. So, let's do a bit of water. And I guess... Alt. That would be down here. Looking at water, pretty basic, really dark blue, and foam. And it would be in a... would be in a non-collision row or column. No, it'd be row, yeah. I could do this faster if I just copy and paste. Waha. I'm just getting these in here as a start, and then I'll just mess things up and make it foamy. You know, I should have did those first. Oh well. We can fix that. It could be static for now. I might just flip it. Okay, now that we have that, we can start putting the top one in there. And just random. Random noise. I'll break that up in a second, but I think it should be... the most. White should be up there. Transition. And it's pure blue. Okay, that's something. Now for a little bit of edge stuff, which... Okay, so that's just on black background, so I don't need to worry too much about it. Cool. So let's copy this, bring this down here. Because I do like the look of it. Okay, they go really far out, actually. Let's just make this black. It does make it feel like really overgrown. But I don't want to make it feel like it has any stable place to stand on. Okay. So this is going to go on a new screen. So back into the editor, because I'm editing all this in code because I'm a terrible monster. And I don't feel like writing a nice little tool that will let me sprite this up or do other fun things. And we will call this level 1 screen 2. And we can basically copy the bottom here. Oh, wait, first push that over a single character. Okay. So let's say about here. We get our 2 tile gap. The number of this is 8, 16, 17, and 18. So 18, 18, 17, 17. Oh, let's make this 3 wide. And the other one we have on there is, okay, so 8, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. So 20, 19. And we take this and we shove it in here. Yes, thank you for copying all the stuff I did not want to copy. It's very cash money. You happy? You're happy. Okay. Everything compiled. No longer my problem. Oh, 1 second. I forgot all the fun stuff. Where are you? Yes, code. So I do need the 9 and 1. Oh, please, I don't need to see all that. 0, 9, 1. Then this is 18. Or 20. This is 19. What are you complaining about? Okay, whatever. 9, 9. And above that, we had the 1s and 7s, so won't need it above the pit, but thank you once again for covering up everything I'm trying to work on. It's real cool. I think most systems that give you tips should be driven by hitting a key, but that's inefficient and people won't hit the key, so shove it in their face. Okay. See how this looks. There we go. Look at this. Can we jump it? Barely. Actually, quite easily. I kind of nerfed the left-right movement because it went so much faster than what the character moves at what I currently have it. The height is the same. But given the width of the screen, also I have the camera a lot tighter. Given the width of the screen, I don't think that it's really worth it to have all that Y movement. I mean, all that X movement. Y movement, pretty cool. X movement, I need to dial it in more. Yeah, okay, that has a feel I want. I don't know if I'll do the top part, but, yeah. Just thinking. Yeah, I don't think I'll do the water motion. I'll check some long play or something of the first one to see if they do any type of animation. Possibly put that in later, but for now, not so much. Okay. Now then. Jump to our doom. Wow. And it crashes. Okay, so next probably should be some of the tree sprites. I'm not sure about these background trees, but these sort of ones definitely, because I want to have a forest stage. Yeah, they have a transition that yeah. So, looking at this, let's move it over to frame because I think it's like 3 pixels off. Or, oh, there's an edge around it. Go over here. And these are background as well, but I'll put them in their own thing. Buddy, you're really moving down here. Because I can't use too light of a color. I mean, like I can, but I don't want it to look foregroundish. So look, we have a... Oh, let's go to their favorite thing. Go over here. Drop you in. Let's make you up and down. We have tree. Their idea is to make it do all that, but I'm not using that lighter color. Maybe I could, because they kind of have them floating, and maybe that distincts it enough. Whoops. Like how I would basically do trees is, you know, do this, then do some roughing it up. Like it scales almost. Lots of horizontal lawn lines. I don't know if the sides... They kind of get away with it because they have all that texture. They seem to alternate a little bit. Thinking... Trying to push this a little bit more over. Maybe. I don't think there's a real top of these trees. Well, it goes into this. That just looks like tentacles. Then you have like the ones in the background. Then you get to this section, which isn't too bad. This is all the same tile. These are all the same tile. And they just make sure to have... And these are probably actually the same tile. It's just this one doesn't have the greebling over here. And this one probably just uses a different palette set. Like this is 3 colors. So I think this is like one palette set of the 64 by 64. True. That's true. Actually, did notice on there, the edges of this side did get dark again. I want to keep a little bit on there. And the most highlighted is at the 3/4 mark. Bleh. Braining a little bit. Okay. And then it seems they have some junction ones where they can just put the sides on there, so... Whoops, that's not the right one. Change some of the texture up a bit. I think I went a little too far up, but anyways, doesn't matter. Boop, boop, boop. And they just have that sort of split off feeling. Okay. Nothing too major. Just go off this. That's a little much. That's what I want. Okay, need to move that down a little bit. I don't have as much room as I want. Noodle, noodle, noodle. Just a lot of twisty and turny. Possibly a little much, but yeah. We'll just go with it for now. See what it looks like put into game. And this one's more anemic. I don't like that at the end. Let's just change that. Okay, that's properly old looking. Put that up here. Well, no, I do need that, so. Down here, down here. This is supposed to go on its own stage after all, but... Alright, so we have that. Need a top of the tree. Making it kind of look broken and like it fell off. Yeah, I think that works. Okay, so 0, 8, 16. I don't want to double it. 24, 32, 33 is what I want for that. Oh, I need a bottom one as well. So much stuff. Okay, where was it? There we are. And what they did, they just kind of had it fade. So I'm going to be doing similar. Okay, having start losing this a little bit, the highlighted portions. I think 2s look better. 2 3s. Okay, I think that works. So what did I say that was? 0, 8, 16, 24, 32. Let's go back into the editor. So on, yep, I want to see numbers. Let's put a nice little tree right here. Four. And the top of the tree, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. 37. Okay, and then the left side of the tree. The right side is 36. This is 35. Save, compile, and let's hop on over to see how that tree looks. Okay. Bop. This looks a little off. I don't think I exported this correctly. Up. There we go. There we go. Tree. That's not too bad. Now, this just had tall grass in background. This is actually probably the same tall grass as here, but they turn off the crosses by using a different palette. Very useful. Not going to do that myself, but I will just, you know, use the same idea and just remove the crosses. Because that would probably be useful in a few sections anyways. Okay, so that is 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Export this out because otherwise I won't see it. What did I say? 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So go down into here. 21. And that gets us all the grass without any sort of crosses behind it. Which might be useful up there too. Yeah, that's the stuff. Could possibly make it a bit larger. A little iffy on it too, so it might need a bit of fine-tuning. So, just trying to give it a bit of puffiness. Like that there's some directionality in it. Yeah, let's see how that looks. And we'll add another trunk to the tree so that this is flush with the tile below it. And that's more in line with what the original game was doing. There we go. Yep, not that bad. I can see why they had the extra one here to have some grass going on, because that's kind of iffy. So maybe I should make that. Well, the two of them. I do have the room for it. Let's do it. Okay, something like that. Okay. So 0, 8, 16, 32, 33, and 32. 31 and 30. So over here, we got a 30. And this gets a 31. Probably up here, this should get a 30. And a 31. Did I not export it? I did not export it, did I? 1 second. Save. Copy on top of the thing. Okay. No? Did I not count? I mean, it's probably true. Oh, yeah, that's on a something's going on there. Okay. Oh, no. This is 0, 8, 16, 24. Yeah. I can't count. I was also probably doubling. So this is 23, 22, and down here it is 22, 23, whoops. Should make that a little higher. Yeah, now we got it. Looks pretty alright. And I did not put these on the right spot. They needed to be up here. So 23. 22. Boop. Boop. Yeah, there it is. And I can possibly use to doll up that part with the 20 and 19. So up here, 20, 19. Yeah, there we go. That's some... That's some hidden edges now. No, I think there's two sets of trees, like one even further in the background. Yeah, there's those ones, but they're different size, and they're actually just these little ones being used again to look further back. Not sure right now. Then we get to the big ones that are 2 tiles. And then you have the whole thing up there. Where you fight the... I think the runner had said the ghost condoms. Because they're very phallic looking ghosts. But, you know, transparent in the middle. Then this weird wall. I'm just going to run this again and take a look. I really do. I am glad I talked myself into doing the little edge cases, because it looks so much better. Like, there's a bit here of the walls having the straight edge, but oh well. But on the corners, you can get away with it. And then same down here. Tree came out all right. I think I want to put a few more. Yeah, there's a little too much twisting in there. I need more up and down breaking up, because this looks like it's twisting across. Well, that might be okay. It's not the thing I want to go for. This should be more vertical than horizontal. And this can have a bit of weirdness because, you know, it's going to a branch. Don't like how those look so similar, so let's do a bit of... that. See how this looks. Probably made it worse. Can't tell until you're in engine. Or, you know, you have the spreadsheet doing the tiling stuff. Okay. Doesn't have that anymore. Now it looks like it's like, you know, gnarly bark. But I think that's okay. Not sure if I want to make the sprite sheet 16 by 16. That might help some problems. But the numbers are still going to get really big anyways. And I want to cut down on that. Anyways, big tree. Voice is going slightly, but big tree. So the one issue is I have a lot of space for stuff, and it's going to be like other level things are going to get in here. Maybe I just have different level sheets, which is fine. I mean, like, eh. That said, let me be right back. Little stand up. It has been about 2 hours. Alright then. Bob. So, thick trees. Going to be 4 sprites for that. Going to be basically 2 sprites. I wish I could do the palette stuff, but I'd have to program it all in, and I have more room than they ever could have conceived. That's interesting, just use one without any tree bits, but okay. Once again, I'm going to cheat a little bit. Alt, there you go. So they went with making the middle more bright, to say it's more forward. Could I do that? Like this? Yeah, I think I can. So with that, let's chop it down the middle. I'm trying to do as minimal work on it. Well, actually, no, this would be all brown. This is the color I'm using. As I said, I wanted to be more vertical streaks. And like here, it's going to be just this and what I had as the lighter orange. Transition right about there. Kind of edge this with what was being highlighted before. Okay, and as per usual, cheat to win. Let's just copy this, flip it horizontally. Now for the true one, flip it vertically so that it doesn't look the same. And take the right side of this. I said paste it. Right about here. And then fix some issue, or fix, not issues. Fix anything to kind of like make it look that it's bottom or top lit. The bottom has some shadow. Change some things a little bit. And also try to make it less obvious it's just a flip. While I'm here, gotta make this side a little brighter than it was. From where we stole it from. Yeah, that can go there as long as I do that. Too yellow? Too orange? I can actually do orange. It's looking kind of flesh color though. Well then, now that we have that, over. What do they do in the middle? Yeah, they don't even have that on there, so... Alright, just thinking a little bit. Oop. And yep, sorry being quiet. Just trying to think if this is working out right, or if I should do a little more to this. How did it go on the sides up there? Okay, very ragged, so I don't need to do any, like, trying to... make it seem like it's curved or anything. Saying past this point, it's all going to be that one brown. And if I need any sort of variety, it's black. Okay, we have this. Let's see how this works at scale. Save this out. Okay, so 0, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48. So back into here. $48, $49, $50, $51. Oh, that's not it. Yeah, that's a tree. So the one issue is I need to have the camera stop when it goes towards the top. Let me actually quickly do that. Move camera Y, or camera move Y. Okay, that should be enough. I should do the sides later, but that could be later. So we see more of the water, and when we jump up, we're kind of stuck up there. But this is like, you know, meant for that. Oop. Things seem to be working. And what else we need? We need the leaves, we need some of the... Does that actually have branches? I don't think that has branches. I don't think the big tree had branches. No, they did not. They just had the covering parts. But let's try and do a bit of that. This one is relatively easy. It's just, you know, stuff. So let's get the stuff in there. That's the color we're using. So I need to bring this over into our favorite thing. And then make it both ways. Okay. Then we get our lighter green. Not from you. There we go. So let's have bright big spot there, bright spot right there. Off that. Kind of patch it like so. Doing that because this is just a lot of chaos. And then from there, it's just breaking it up so that it doesn't look like, you know, huge brush size. Also, I would say this is probably going to be more horizontal because how leaves kind of lay flat. To catch the sun, you know. And it isn't really that important compared to the other ones, because this is like top screen, nobody cares. Except me. I care more than I should on this. Reminds me of what I heard about the old days of, like a lot of JRPGs, they kind of... So they had the art team had the main story beats. And we're given like, hey, you need this character, you need this character, you need this character. But then they also just like kept making more sprites that would seem to fit and then would get shoved in later. Which is why you had some random enemies, because like, hey, I thought this would be a cool enemy. And I made the sprite for it. It's like, okay, let's use it. Let's find a place to put it in. Because otherwise it's like, hey, I made like the 5 bosses and you haven't given... Because they haven't even finished all the script yet either. Because everything's going at the same time. It's not like nowadays where, you know, they have 3 years of doing meetings to talk about what they're going to do. And then they all start having a plan and doing it. It was just all at the same time. The programmers program what... They have a base idea. The programmers go programming that. The scenario writers go writing their scenarios. And the art team just starts making art for everything probably a little bit later after 2, so they can have an outline of like, hey, sprites need to be this big. Hey, this is the story we have. You have to make stuff around there. Like nowadays, it's more planned sometimes, kind of, sort of. I argue on that because most games are... Most programming projects are not really managed well. Because you can't really manage them well. Like, you can manage art projects more because it's like, I just need to I need to take the paint and put it on the canvas. Where programming is like, oh god, all the stuff I've been working on for the past 3 months is incompatible with the system the other guy's trying to use. And his has more stuff on it. So I have to figure out how to either make something to work between it or remake it entirely under his thing or whatever. And it's a mess. Oh yeah, yeah. They're working from home at this point. Okay, I think this is good enough. Okay. Go over here. Pop you in. Now then. I don't remember the key commands. I know there is a way to replace all color with all of other color. Let me look that up real quick. Change all color to another color. My browser's rebelling because it wants to update, so it'll take a... Oh, nope, that's not a thing. Shift R, okay. So I have this color. I want to replace it with black. Shift R. Shift R. Yeah. I have this color. What's this green? I have this color, and I want to replace it with that green. Shift R. Okay. Now that I have that, I need the ones that trail down a little bit. So let's do the bottom one for... No, we could do the top one first. Okay, so this is going to go... Tile just the x-axis. Now we'll go back to this color. just have streakiness in here. And then just have this dark green. Play that game again where I try and remember how I want to have this. Oh, actually, no, I need to do this while attached to this. There we go. That's the ticket. Okay. Now, once again, pick this, flip it, Shift R, all, Shift R, okay, pick this, Shift R, okay. And this will basically get tree section done. Okay. Let's get this in here. So now instead of the top part being a solid this, it can be 52. Okay, we'll have this go down 2, and then we'll start doing some of the transition stuff into, I think it'd be 53? Yeah, 53. We're going to have this, you know, not be perfectly symmetrical. Fifty-three. No, wait. 0, 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54. I brained a little bit. Okay. Three. There is an easier way to do this, but I'm not doing it. 5. Now this is going to look real strange when I mess it up and all the things are off. Okay, let's walk over there. I didn't save. By that I mean export. Okay, moment of truth. Okay. I messed up one in there, but otherwise... it's a thing. Was it? Where did I... Oh, oh. Yep. Also, if I round this out, it'll look better. Was it 54 and then a 50? Yeah, look at that. The moving and compression probably kills the heck out of it. Okay, that came out pretty well. Now then, do I want to do anything else? Like possibly the... Oops. Oh, that was almost a fall to our death. Like the blocks and all that. Actually, how do they deal with the issue? Nope, they just... Okay, that's what they did. That's, How does... That's a method. They use the in-between ones to put on there. So what else I possibly need is, you know, this whole door and wall. The door would get reused. They reuse that all the time. So that's something that can be in every stage. But it's all, once again, background sprites. So do I want to, like, jump to 2 and, like, finally give this buddy his time of day? Is there anything else I want to clean up on this? Make better? Well, first off, I want to implement their one little trick, because... okay. That's not how I would have thought that they would do this. How does it look? I mean, it could look worse. I think it looked worse before, but yeah. Whoops. Base does not jump. Yet. Also, I don't know if I can fix this whole, like, there's a slight jitter. I don't know if that's just because it's not hitting the frames per second. What's going on? BB is fine because she's, like, effectively static on the edge where she is. But all the stuff in the background is, like, getting smeared and shortened. So if I take, like, screenshots or GIFs, it's... yeah. It might just be the fact that I'm using, like, I'm not using a proper monitor. I'm using an LCD TV. An older one at that, so it might just be that. Okay. I don't think I want to clean up anything on these sort of ones. It's working. The gravestones are good. I could add like 4 more, but I don't think that really adds anything except for maybe like a big one to stand out, but I'd want to get a little more use out of that. The trees, I could probably make some other things to go on, like, I don't know, a mushroom on them occasionally. Like, I'm not following exactly what's going on in the original Ghouls and Ghosts, which is pretty much the layout of that. Let me open up this window again. The layout of that is going from, you know, hey, graveyard, to forest, to, like, inside wall thing, to town, and then into cave, into deeper cave, into place that probably has a lava pit, into tower in cave, and then into the final tower in the final area. Which I will also point out, I said it was really neat that they had this, is that I'm pretty sure this back here is the tower you go to. Like right here. And it's just literally 16 by 16 pixels they show at the start of the game. But as far as the level design looks, yeah. Because, yeah, like, in here, you're going up a tower and then it hits the same pallet things. And that's like a real resource to use in this. The other... Yeah, pretty much. In Super, and I'm pretty sure in the Master System Genesis ones, they just had the overworld map when you went between stages to show you what's going on. And they, you know, they started from the left where you're ending up and go to the right. But I think they kind of had the DNA in there, or at least the very least, by having that and having all these kind of transition into each other. Which is something I kind of like and will probably want to do, but we'll see. Because my current thing is graveyard, then you have forest, then you have town, and I think maybe I want to have a library in there or something. I'm not sure. Then you have your caves, and then you have your final area, and then oopsie daisy, do it all over again. I thought I had it all down, because this is my current spreadsheet. Yeah, I didn't get into the actual stuff for that. I had on the one I faked up, and I thought I did more, but I forgot about that. So, yeah. So, that said, probably could use these walls, because these walls get kind of reused. Well, no, not really, it looks like. I was wrong. But yeah, all the transition stuff is really neat and not something I'd expect them to do. That said, going to make the executive decision and say, yeah, we're going to have these be like one area by one area and then move on. It'll also keep me limited and not like going completely nuts with stuff. But that said, it opens me up to like, maybe I should put a few more tiles in. Okay, that said, it's almost been about 3 hours. There are probably a few things I should do today without having all the plans down. So let me think on it for a minute. Let me put this up on the screen so I can pick out and create a new tile sheet for level 2. Save as. Nope, that's not the right place. Programming, Beatrice, and Bcools. Level tile set 2. make that mess. Come back. Hello again. I'm glad it's somewhat working. It's the stupidest idea, but it's funny. Okay. I should figure out food soon. I can, you know, just not eat for a bit. So, technically the second area is supposed to be forest, but, you know, we'll see. I can reuse this for the first two, so yeah, let's steal this. Put you over here. And for this first section, basically there's ground and then there's platforms. This is supposed to be the ground that I made. Or is that supposed to be water? Oh, I think this is water. Because otherwise you just, you know, walk across this instead of, you know, jump up here. Da 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 da. I don't know how you'd get over there. Like leap of faith? And then what? Leap of faith again? Oh, there's doors. Then what? You get up here and you fall down? I don't know. I should watch a long play of it. Probably are doors. Anyways, so we need these sort of platforms in here. I think should be simple. Are there edges on these platforms? Let's get over here. Yeah, there's edges. I wonder if they're iced. That'd be terrible. And let's use this blue. Grid, turn on. Okay, those are weird ones. Oh, okay, so they integrate like down here. So this one's a little off on the vertical alignment. And then up 2 pixels. I'm not sure if I want to do the same sort of design, but maybe I should just go straight into town. Indecision. I should have made the document up better. I had it last week of what I was going through, and I thought I transferred that over, but I did not. And this is real funny how they have so many houses. And then this one, I'm guessing they probably would have had this up here, but like they didn't expect you to get up there. And it might be up there, it's just, you know, how they took the sprites, they didn't see it. But this is the sort of section I remember, in that you have stuff that can attack between layers, and then attacks down on you by throwing up. Or throwing down. Whatever you might say. Okay. Yeah. Okay, how's this? We'll get the next level thing in there. In this style. Oh, they actually have a bit of that's a unique one that has the angle down like it's, you know, perspective. Oof. Okay, a lot more work on that. I'll probably do some of this off stream, as well as, you know, improve the engine. Yeah, I think I'm done for today, because anything I'm thinking of It's going to have me do a lot more work right now, and I don't want this to be too long of a stream. I was expecting it to be more, at least 3 hours today. And I don't want it to be 6 or 7. That said, next week I'll probably try and do a speedrun art thing. No, that's fine. A speedrun of a VTuber of some sort. I'll have to figure out what I want to do. I have ideas. Terrible, awful ideas, but they're ideas. Or I might just roll, because I have a few books. I can always roll up do VTuber Monster Girl. There's a million of them. Okay, with that said, thank you for joining, and have a good time of day. And I will see you again next week.